Hey, one of the interesting features in vSphere 5.5 and 6.0 is the ability to control the VM from a storage perspective, meaning apply quality of service. This can be important, for example, in cases where you have a rogue VM, or as we call it, the noisy neighbor VM, where it's consuming more IOPS than what we may want to give it. So in my lab environment, I've got XtremIO running 4.0, but for all purposes, this feature works just as well with every other version of XtremIO, meaning 3.0 and even lower. And I've got 4 VMs, each one of them residing on a different data store just for the sake of the demo, but again, in real life, they can all reside in the same data store. It doesn't really matter. And they all generate some IOPS using IOmeter that I've installed in each one of them, and it's running. So, and in order to apply quality of service, first we need to understand the following. At the moment, all of them are using and consuming the same amount of IOPS. I've done it deliberately because I want them all to generate the same IOPS, so we will see the effect of what's happening when we apply quality of service. So how do we do it? Well, let's assume this VM that I call bad VM04 is the rogue VM. We don't want to give it the IOPS that it's currently consuming, and we want to limit the IOPS to, let's say, something like 100 IOPS. Can we do it? Of course we can. How do we do it? Well, we go to the vCenter web interface, and the first thing we need to do is to enable storage control at the data store level. How do you do it? You go here to the edit and you enable storage IO control. You need to repeat this task across all the data stores that you want to enable storage IO control on. So let's just do it. Very easy. It doesn't require a restart or anything of that nature. Right, great. So we just enabled storage IO control. And the next part that we want to do is actually enable storage IO control limitations at the VM level that we want to apply this limitation on. So let's go to the VM tab. And we go to the VM that we want to apply the limitation on, which is this one. Edit setting. And here, let's just go to the hard disk that we want to apply this limitation on. There are a couple of ways that you can actually do it. You can apply using the same old share commands, give it a higher or a lower share than the other VMs. However, in this case, I want to be more granular. I actually want to limit specifically the amount of IOPS. So as you can see right now, it's unlimited. Let's limit it to 100. By the way, the lowest number that you can apply is 16 IOPS. We just give it 100 and press the OK button. Okay, it's now done. And let's examine what's going to happen in the storage. It's going to take a couple of seconds for it to kick in, but there you go. We can already see that IOPS are increasing to around 107 IOPS. This is a deterministic quality of service, so it will try to be as close as that it can. And of course, the side effect of this is that after we give this VM lower amount of IOPS, the rest of the VM have now more IOPS to actually use, which is again very, very good. As you can see, it's very, very close to the number that we gave it, which is great. And it's a super easy way to do it, to apply quality of service at the VM level. The last feature is one that is new to vSphere 6. It actually allows you to set a reservation at the VM level. How do you do it? Well, in this case, you still need to edit the VM that you want to give its IOP or reservation. You need to edit its VMX file. How do you do that? Well, this is the VM that we're going to edit. As you can see, I've already edited, and that's the line that you need to add. The SCSI ID, of course, needs to match the drive that you want to apply the reservation on, and that's the number that I applied. Again, it's a deterministic reservation. Once that is done, you need to upload the VMX file to the data store where this VM resides, and we can actually see the result if we go back to the VM. So, for example, if we take a look at the VM that I didn't apply the reservation, we can see the IOPS are around 9,000. Let's take another one that we didn't apply the reservation on. This one again, something similar, around 8,000 IOPS. And now let's take a look at the VM that we did apply the reservation on, VM04. So when we open its console, we can now see that its IOPS are much, much, much higher. It couldn't apply the 20,000, but it was far higher than the rest of them. Thank you very much for watching.